But what I love has changed. I no longer am in love with... I've been wanting to record this video for a little while because I think I spoke about this before. I get this weird anxiety when I don't bring you guys along on what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. I think it's terrible actually. And someday I'm gonna have to shake it. But for now, I'll roll with it because this following is what has allowed me to do what I love. But what I love has changed. I no longer am in love with the idea of competing in men's physique. Obviously, I had my first pro season this year. Back in May. Started really well. I've been on a bit of a journey with this, but I need to remind myself. The goal was to make people remember my name, cause a bit of a scene in terms of going over to America, getting a decent placing. And I said way back in 2019 when I won my pro card, if I get top 10 in my first pro show, I'll be happy. And I need to hold on to that. Obviously, after the New York Pro, buzzing, cloud nine, things went south a little bit. And unfortunately, as the season went on, I became less and less in love with men's physique as a division. And I also became less and less in love with my physique in those men's physique poses. They aren't the poses that I default to. I don't think they show off my physique in the best possible light. And this isn't something that's new. I've heard this many times. I've understood this for a long time. And yeah, I found myself less and less excited about men's physique as a category as time went on. And definitely once I got back, it wasn't like, right, what improvements do I need to make to be better at men's physique? It just wasn't like that. There was no thought process like that. So men's physique for me is over. I'm done. However, that doesn't mean I'm done competing. I'm going to be an open class bodybuilder. No, I'm joking. I am going to be setting my sights on the next level of men's bodybuilding, which is classic physique. Crowd goes wild. This has been like a long-term vision of mine. I always said classic physique really was like the end goal for me. I've always had a fairly decent set of legs. They need improvement, don't get me wrong, but they're good enough to be in some shorts. I think I learned as this prep went on, I kept defaulting to classic physique poses. Like all my check-in shots, for no reason at all, I'm sending Callum front doubles, back doubles, like poses that I'm never gonna hit on a men's physique stage. But poses that I think accentuate my strengths and hide my weaknesses. One of my biggest gripes with my posing this year was my rear relaxed pose in men's physique. And that's because it doesn't show off my physique in the way that I believe it to be there, if you know what I mean. Whereas a rear double, I think, is probably one of my stronger shots. So there's a few things going in the favour of classic physique. I also just think it is 10 times more epic. And I don't want to take away from men's physique. Obviously, I still love that division. I'm still going to follow it. I'm still going to be watching it at the Olympia. I'm definitely going to be going and watching it at the Arnold's in a few weeks. But for me, I just don't think it's where I belong. I already feel in terms of size, I'm kind of at the upper end of size in terms of men's physique. I don't think more size is going to make me better as a men's physique athlete. But I do have room to grow with classic. So my stage weight this year was 98.9 at its lowest. My cap for classic would be 104 kilos. So that's an additional 5.1 kilos of muscle, which will certainly be beneficial if I can put it in the right places. And I guess that's what I wanted to talk about next, is like the plan from here on out. So having spoken to Callum, obviously, he's super excited. I'm super excited. I need like a goal to go after. I've realised that recently more than ever. Like maintaining and just floating through life for me is not good for my mental health at all. It leaves me a bit lost. It leaves me a bit unsure of what I'm doing, where I'm going, what my purpose is. So more than anything, having this like classic goal to chase in terms of like I need to pack on tissue, I need to improve these areas, I need to be bigger, has given me a lot of clarity, and I feel a lot happier. I feel a lot happier immediately, which is good. But the goal is we're going to spend the next 8 to 10 weeks pushing back up. So I'll be looking to slap on a good 10 to 15, maybe 20 pounds of body weight over the next 8 to 10 weeks. Then I need to take a short break, and the reasons for this are something that I'll talk about in another video, because it's a whole topic in and of itself. And really, I think it's something that hopefully a lot of guys can benefit from. But then we're back into off season, and I do, at this point, things change, so don't hold me to this, but I have plans to compete at the back end of next year. So the back end of 2022, I would like to be on a classic physique stage somewhere in the world. And fuck me, that excites me. But believe me, as it stands right now, we're just getting started in terms of this improvement phase. I need to improve my back. So I'll definitely be bringing some content in terms of how I'm going to be doing that. I definitely need to be improving my hamstrings in particular, and also I think my quads. They will be really like the areas that I believe that I need the most improvement on. I think my arms have come up loads recently. I don't really particularly need too much more size other than what they will get from running through training anyway. I think delts and chest are in a pretty good place, but my hams 100% need more thickness. Need more size. My quads need more fitness, need more size, need more sweep. You know, when I come to dieting down, like the quads do seem to sort of fade away a little bit in terms of size. So they are particular areas of focus, and that will be what I'm going after over this next 6 to 7 to 8 months of solid gaining, and then we'll set our sights on a prep. But yeah, had to get you guys involved on that decision. It's a huge one. It's one that I'm really excited about. It's one that I feel I've been encouraged to do for a long time. There's a lot of comments whenever I'm posting updates of particularly on YouTube, where I think people are a bit more outspoken of, you know, men's physique doesn't suit your physique, your classic poses are better, and I believe that, and that's what excites me. So that's the next goal, that's the next step in the journey for me, and I'm excited to get into it. So if you want to follow that journey, you know what to do. We need the likes, comments, subscribe, and watch this transition from men's physique to classic physique in 2022. See you in the next one.